What's going on, folks? You know, how many of you guys, recall that there was a movie that came out late 80s or something. I think it was called Over the Top. Sylvester Stallone played in it. Maybe been some other people. Can't remember, can't recall at the moment. But this was a movie, and I think it was about, there was some type of wrestling tournament, arm wrestling tournament or something, you know, that was very lucrative. And this guy went out to Vegas somewhere and he competed in the arm wrestling tournament. And at the end, ultimately, he wins this tournament. So we're going to go back to that phrasing, over the top. And this is not really relative to the movie, but I just recall that title because it describes what I'm talking about when I explain these overtly crazy narcissists, these demoniacs who have severe psychological problems. I always say that they Norman Bates their way into your job, meaning that they're able to keep it together just enough to get past that interview phase, to which they become your boss or your coworker or something. And then very shortly after that, it all unravels. And so you see this mask. You're seeing it. No one else is seeing the mask. So when they go over the top, you're probably a target in these situations. And so you're feeling the brunt of all of these tricks that they're trying to, play on you. You can't explain this to anyone else because everyone else doesn't have the insight to see this person for who they are. And you see this all the time in these plot lines and movies, where these horror flicks and stuff, where there's always one person at the end who kills the killer, so to speak, and who survives for part 2 or something. Everyone else in the movie, if you notice, is always clueless, right? They're out in the cabin somewhere out in the woods, middle of nowhere, and they hear a sound and they just keep on doing whatever they're doing, partying or whatever. A lot of you guys are partying so much that you fail to pay attention to the small, fine details around you. In this case, it would be the people who I'm talking about, right? The overt narcissist, right? Who's actually covert, but to you, in the actions that they displayed, there seems to be some type of, overtness, if you will. So what do these narcissists do? Let's get right to the point. And really, actually, folks, I wouldn't have posted this earlier in the week, but I was talking to someone and, it bothered me because I've gone through these things in different ways in my life. And I know that, it's really stressful when you can't put your finger on it. You can't articulate it enough to get someone else to pay attention, to get enough people. And this is the problem in the world at large, really, because many of you are asleep in society. And these narcs are doing whatever they want. They're coming up with these rules on the fly because this is what they do. It's in the playbook. And you guys will go right along with it. It doesn't matter how silly the rule is. It doesn't matter what they're doing. If you can clearly see in your face that it's disenfranchising you, but somehow you continue to go along with it because everyone else is, right? You're a flocker. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I'll get right to what I'm saying about these people, folks. I'll start off with a few of the minor situations, and they're not really minor, but it's leading up to some bigger conclusion about how we need to look at these people. So we'll get to that. But I want to speak of the first case. If you guys recall, in the previous video, I discussed with you, when I'm staying out in the cave cabin, that's what we'll call it, and I have these exterminators and stuff come every once in a while. And I told you guys this story where this new exterminator I had never seen before came through. And, and right before he left, he gives me this really creepy look and he says, "Let me know if you see anything." And I knew that there was something wrong with that. I knew that when I got back in the house, I was going to see all types of shit. I knew this. Right? Because I have that insight, folks. Empaths, we're built like that. Okay? And so anyway, I find a wide variety of roaches, cockroaches. And I told you guys, I'm not experienced on these matters. I don't know what necessarily what I'm looking at, but if you can go do a little bit of research, you'll figure out I had just about every cockroach you can imagine in my house. And I'm talking about all types of different breeds of cockroaches. Had never had any prior to that experience. But when this guy leaves, and I'm fine now. I was able to take care of the problem and everything. But what I'm saying to you folks is that you have these people who are overtly crazy on a level where they're so toxically insane because they're demoniacs. They're possessed with dark energy. And every waking second of their lives, they're looking to be mischievous or do something to you because they need to feed off of victims, right? They're energy vampires, folks. And any way they can bring you pain, right, it'll suit them. So you have people going around in professional spaces and stuff, right, who work in these jobs. The person who owned that pest control place, I'm sure they don't know that they hired a narc. But this guy, sought out a victim, which was me. And in this case, he felt like he didn't even, because the narcs are really clueless to things. They don't think enough. They don't think it out enough. So they do things because they're so narrow-minded, right, and they're so dingy on that level that they do things, right, without giving them second thoughts about things. So you're easily able to catch a narc in action because they're fucking fools. This guy had never talked to me about if I previously had any bugs. Never had any, right? Never. And to this very moment right now, I don't have any bugs right now. You understand what I'm saying to you? So after this guy's visit, he's there for about maybe a half hour or something. After this, I see Chinese cockroaches, I see American, I see Russian, I see all types of shit. It's crazy. It was like an international, house of fucking insects or something. Right? And some of you may laugh at that, but I just want you to think about how much stress that it will put on you where you're having some new type of problem that you have to deal with, and you're gonna have to go out and contract someone to come and another person, and you got to pay them money and get them to figure out what the problem is, and if the guy gave you an infestation or something. See, these are the things I'm talking about that really hurt you, right? How many of you guys want a cockroach infestation or a bed bug infestation in your house or something? How many of you could live with that and appreciate that? You couldn't, right? So these narcs will do things to you on severe levels, right? Over the top. It's not even necessary. I talk about this in the book, folks, unnecessary roughness. These people are demons. There is no other word to describe this person. Now, we can have a bad disposition sometimes. You can run up on somebody and they're in a bad mood or something. They may act or grumpy or be a certain type of way. But these people literally seek victims out. That's the difference in these situations. These people are looking for you and directly targeting you to do something to you. These people have the same mindsets as your typical rapist or killer or something. And these people that really make our societies dangerous, they have the same exact mindset, right? Just a different scenario. In this case, it was a bug guy. In another case, it'll be that guy who was pretending to be Uber or something and killed that girl or something. Y'all remember that story. So these people are crazy. They're dripping with foolishness, demonic, activity is what they seek out any given day, right? Now, if I call the pest control folks and I tried to explain to them a reason to them that one of their operators had planted bugs in my home or something, well, maybe because, master planners do things a certain type of way. Maybe he's coming from a culture or work environment where all of them are narcs. So the owner of the company literally has his employees plant bugs in people's homes to get more money. You get what I'm saying? See, on all these levels, you become a victim, whether you wanted to be a part of this or not. This is what narcs do. They put you in something. Okay? So I want y'all to process that for a minute. If you think it's funny, just imagine, you having a squeaky clean home. You call the pest control guy because he's doing a routine inspection, just like the month before or something. No problems before. You get some new guy, and when he leaves, literally like 20 minutes after this guy leaves or something, you're seeing bugs all over your fucking table, your counter, everything. Right? After you let this guy go all through your cabin and look through shit and do stuff, You understand what I'm saying to you? So now I'm very, I don't trust people, right? Because I've seen enough. I don't care what you guys think. I'm not trying to take your advice. You're the people in the movie, folks. You're the people who are telling me, oh, don't worry about it. There's nothing in that closet, son. You're those people, folks. So I'm not trying to take your reasoning because it's not accurate. You understand what I'm saying to you? So here's another situation. Imagine someone hooking up power to your house, and before they hook the power up, they have to make sure everything, they have to do like some kind of routine safety inspection, making sure that your water pipes and your water heater is operating properly and stuff before they cut your furnace on or something, right? And I've talked to someone who had this happen. So imagine that person coming into your home and literally talking to you any type of way from the start. I mean, literally walking into your door disrespecting you. This is a complete stranger who's literally supposed to be professional because they're working for a company. But see, in a narcissistic culture, these people think they can get away with anything. So imagine this person, coming through your home and everything checks out fine, but this person, because they want to be an asshole, they put you down that you fail inspection, right? So you have to contract someone else to come out and check out your water heater or whatever, right? And while they're at it, they cut your water off, right? Something that has nothing to do with what they're looking at. They just to be for extra measure, to give you extra discomfort, they cut your water off. So hours and hours later, with no water or no plumbing or something, you have this other contractor show up to check out your water heater, only to tell you that it's in perfect running condition. They can show you the tags where they last inspected and everything's fine. We don't know what's wrong. Why would they not approve this inspection? So this person is clueless because they're not realizing, and that's how most of you are. See, that's how they operate, folks. They operate under the radar. They're overt with their actions towards a victim, but when it comes to everyone else, they're very, they subtly do things, folks. So I could never reason to the power company that one of their technicians cut my water off unnecessarily and literally gave me a false filing as far as like saying that things weren't working. See, just imagine if that happened to you. And you would feel helpless because the power company has that type of control in this society as we speak, which won't happen for long, but this is the reason why it won't happen, folks. I'm trying to show you something. See, narcs do all types of shit. Okay? They're over the top with this behavior because they're crazy. They're demoniacs. Imagine having really, really, really severely low self-esteem and you have psychological issues from the start. And then you mess around and you let dark energy get a hold of you. Just imagine how bad you are. And this is what you're looking at. In many of these cases, if you stop and look these people in their eyes, you will see the devil. You understand what I'm saying? And you will see evil. Right? They're empty houses, folks, and they've been commandeered by lower energies. Fact. Which brings me to my last point, one of my last examples, and it's probably the best example and the most dangerous in some cases, because your personal privacy and security should always be protected when you're talking about online, folks. Think about how often you change your passwords and do certain things because you know that people can get in there, hack into your accounts and stuff. This happens to people all the time, folks. Okay? These cyber criminals. So you're very skeptical about someone telling you that they can safely look into your computer or something without, watching or looking over their shoulder. That's what I'm saying. So in this case, just imagine, and we'll go back to the workplace because I'm always talking about these toxic environments. But in your workplace, you have a boss, and your boss, since they're simply your supervisor or something, they may have access to certain administrative passwords and stuff like that if you're working in a system at your job or something. But those things are completely separate from your actual personal email connected to the job. So when you have a case where you're being stalked by your boss or harassed or or going through these narcissistic processes that you go through. They'll try to get you somehow to log into your computer while they're present. They'll try to look over your shoulder, see what your password is. They may have some type of app or something where it can secure your passwords and stuff if you type in their computer, and they'll be adamant about having you use their computer. You understand what I'm saying to you? Normal people would reason that you want your comfort and security and your privacy. Normal people can empathize with you wanting that because they want that for themselves. This same person would not let you get access to anything in their personal records, anything. But these bosses will try to bully you on some level to get you so they can go into your personal email account. They can hack into it. And this is a form of stalking, folks, but it's that extreme, it's that over the top, where they'll literally do something like this. And you couldn't tell anyone, you couldn't tell their bosses, you couldn't tell coworkers that they're trying to do this stuff, but you're looking at it play out, right? So then you have to have a tug of war or something, or push and pull with this supervisor because you don't want them logging into your computer. Does that make any sense? And you can clearly look in their eyes, once again, like I was saying, and you can see the devil. You can see that they have dripping, they're dripping with foolishness, and they have intentions to do harm to you, right? Even if that means just looking in your personal information, seeing your insurance benefits or whatever, how much you get paid or something, right? Because they're your boss. They shouldn't have access to certain things, folks. But a narc does not know how to draw the line between you and them, right? You see what I'm saying? They definitely cross those lines all the time, right? They infringe. And so what I want you guys to do, and I'll wrap this up quick because I was getting off the subject. What I want you guys to do, and this was important, I told the person I was talking to, I don't give a shit who the person is, right? If you're not talking about some professional thing, right, involving the system that you work in at your job, do not allow anyone to hack into or get access to your email or anything. I don't care who they are, because I'm showing you guys that crazy people work at jobs just like you do, right? And because most people are going to be clueless, these people will get away under the radar and go into your damn computer, and they're looking up all your personal information, your medical stuff, and all of this stuff. And you would think, who would be that interested in me? I'm just a person. Why would someone do this? But when you're a target, folks, and you're not giving out enough of narcissistic supply, these people will stalk you, right? They become obsessed with your life, what you're doing when you're not around them. If they can't figure out what you do when you get off work, they'll try to get into your email. They'll try to get phone numbers. They'll do all types of stuff. They may ride by your house in extreme cases. But I'm telling you, do not rule out the possibility of this ever happening to you. Because you'll be a fool just like everyone else if you think that it can't happen to me. So I want you guys to never trust people when it comes to things online, unless you can verify certain things. If it takes you logging in some other way, just go to some other computer or use your own personal computer, right, to log in or something. Don't let these people get your passcodes and stuff. Because I'm telling you, they're looking to play a game, folks. Now, we'll do a follow-up video. I'll do some research and stuff, and I'll try to figure out some of the history about this behavior when people do this stalking and stuff, and we'll talk more about that. I'll look at a few clinicals, and I'll pick up a few books or something, and we'll talk later this week about that. But I just need you guys to realize all of the people around you could possibly be these crazy ass, demonically charged people who are hiding, who are under the radar, who don't want you to know who they are, right? But if you suspect them, follow your intuition, folks. Listen to it. You folks going over to my website, thinkbehavior.info, pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior. You can pick the book up on Amazon. Like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for the subscriptions in the comments. You folks have a great day. I love bad behavior, but I don't like the idea that no matter what I do, no matter how good I am, no matter how I keep to myself in any situation, there's always going to be someone who's interested in you just because of your shine. You get what I'm saying? and that person is looking to step on you, right, or make you a victim so they can pull themselves up. And I'm tired of seeing it, because what it does is it shows you that we have a society chock full of fucking idiots and lowlifes and demons, demoniacs. And when are we going to wake up enough that we want to do something about it or call these people out? Y'all take care.